Wyatt, I'm using your toolbox to hold the camera. Thank you. Okay, so I wanted to unbox a couple of things just to quickly show you what comes with the Terminator X. This giant freaking harness, depending on which kit you get, it's gonna come, this is included in the price. So for the non-transmission control, drive-by-wire control, it's $9.99. So that comes with this harness, which if you buy it by itself, I think is like $600 and something, $625 or 650 bucks. You'll pick what car or truck or engine you want the kit for, and it's gonna come with this harness. Now, the big note about this harness is that the plugs on this are the exact same plugs that come on an HP, and some of the same plugs that come on the Dominator. So that's pretty key there, because that means if you wanted to upgrade later on to an HP, let's say you want to use larger injectors and you need low impedance injector drivers, you can swap this over. You would only have to switch the ECU itself, which with an HP you can buy the ECU by itself. Same thing with the Dominator, you can buy the Dominator by itself. These are the main plugs for a Dominator also. So if you decided to upgrade to a Dominator, all you would need to get to utilize the rest of the plugs on the ECU is the other plugs, the other harness. But this harness would still stay intact, you can still use it. So pretty cool that they kept those the same and didn't do a specific Terminator X harness. I think that was a really, really good idea. The second thing is the power harness. This is the same as all of the other ones as well. They're very specific, very particular about how their power stuff is wired up. So that's a normal harness as well. All right, and then the ECU itself. So it's a plastic case instead of the metal, and it's the HP and the Dominator are a potted configuration where the board is slid in there, and then like epoxy is poured over it. On these, it's just a fitted together plastic. This little guy is for if you're NA and you don't want to use an external map sensor, you can go ahead and use this one. It's a 1-bar map sensor. And like I said, the regular plugs, same exact plugs that you'll see on an HP. It has a little series of LED lights on it. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that in the video, but these lights are like indicator lights. I think, not sure if they're customizable. I think it's only to show statuses of certain things or alerts. The next thing that is an option type is the injector harness. The way Holley's main harnesses work is the injector harness is a separate harness that plugs into the main, and so you can change these out. If you have injectors that need different plugs, you can just buy a different harness for it. You don't have to sit there and like rewire the pins and everything, you know, rewire the new plugs or cut anything and use butt connectors and shit like that. So the ones that we got, I think this is the EV1. Yeah, these are the EV1 plugs, so like LS1 injector style. And then this is actually kind of cool. I didn't get this when I bought the HP for my truck. This is the other side to the extra inputs and outputs plug that comes on the main harness. So they make it nice and convenient. You can wire up all of your sensors on here, and then if you want to take the whole harness out for some reason, you can just unplug this. So it makes it quick and easy. I like that they included it this time. Okay, so these two things for O2 sensor, you got your Bosch. It only comes with a Bosch. It only comes with a Bosch O2 sensor this time. You don't have an option for an NTK. The hardware in the ECU doesn't allow it. So this is the newer small D plug. There's a big D plug and then there's the square plug. Those are the old versions of it. Most ECUs that allow this sensor don't allow other sensors, at least from what I've seen so far. AEM Infinity can't use this sensor as its primary sensor. It has to use the old ones. Hopefully they change that at some point, because this is a pretty decent sensor, especially for the price. So this is how Holley was able to use their normal harness, which didn't allow for a 4.9. They just made a little conversion harness. But this conversion harness is only useful for a Terminator X, because Terminator X, out of all their ECUs, is the only one that can use the 4.9. So this comes in handy if you want to, you know, I could take the HP ECU from my truck and we could test out this Terminator X in my truck. But what I would have to do is put that ECU, it would plug directly in to the main harness, but then I would have to take my NTK sensor out, put this one in, and then use this adapter on that harness. So keep that in mind, I guess, if you're going to be swapping back and forth. We got a little O2 bung, and then different size adapters for the onboard map sensor thing, the little clear adapters. Last but not least, the holder and the digital display itself. So, boop. Pretty nice. Should be. I honestly, when I was first getting the Holley for the truck, I was going to use this screen. The only reason why I didn't end up using this small screen, because it's really all I need, was because I thought the USB speed sensor that goes into the bigger dash, the 7.5 or whatever it is, I thought I could put the speed sensor into that dash and then it would communicate that signal via CAN to the ECU so that I could use it as a speed input. No such luck, unfortunately, so I ended up with a really baller dash for really no reason, because I would have been fine with this. You can tune it completely from this. It is a little bit small, like, you know, if you have eyesight problems, you'll have to put your readers on. But it has everything that you need. I mean, you really can get through all of the menus in this and tune all of the basic stuff that you need to tune. If you need to change idle real quick, or if you need to change a boost setting or something like that, you can go in here pretty quickly and do it. I'm not gonna use it for that. I mean, I always use my laptop software for any of the ECUs, but it's nice to know that if I need to make a quick change, I can. The other nice thing is that it's a customizable display, so you know I can put in there what's important to me or to Tanya when she's driving. So we're going to display the important things for her. You know, air fuel with an alert on it. You know, if it goes to something where I want her to let out, then we'll put it red. You can change the alarm thresholds and everything, so you can have it read yellow when you start needing to pay attention to it, and then red when you need to shut it down. But at the same time, I'll probably have cuts in the ECU to when they get to those values that it would just shut the car down anyway. So I want to make it easy on her to where I want her to pay attention to all of the stuff that's going on when she's driving, so she can give me that feedback, but not too many things. I want to simplify some things for her so that she can just concentrate on driving. So pretty cool. All of that stuff for $9.99. There literally is no other deal out there right now. And if it was an average software, an average ECU, it would still be a decent deal. This is a really good setup. The software is good. The software is great. So anyway, that's what came in the Holley box. If you guys got any questions, leave them down in the comments specifically, because I'll be doing some more live streams where I'm playing around with the software. I'm gonna set up the whole calibration that we're gonna use for the Civic as far as the inputs and outputs go, and show you guys how all of that stuff's gonna work. It's actually really cool. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you can see when we go live to go through all that.